Welcome back to another episode of Here Inside. I'm your boy Jay Bizzle.
And this your boy Keith Jones. And we back with another interesting topic for y'all, bro. We back. And today's topic is black on black crime. And is it really a thing? Is black on black crime for real, bro?
Hey.
We all know it's crime in different areas, but is it a such thing as black on black crime?
And we about to dive into that for y'all.
Alright, let's see. Let's get into it. Alright, so what do you think about black on black crime? Do you think it's real? Like, do you think it's a thing?
Honestly, yeah. Because, like, growing up, not even just growing up, just even in recent times, you more likely than not on the news, you will hear about another black man killing another black man. Yeah. Or vice versa, or whatever. It could be another woman, too. But, like, it's always, like, violence around it, and it could stem from gangs, it could stem from something simple and stupid as a card game. You just never know.
That's true. And one thing I hate about black on black crime, like, we killing our own people for real.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the worst thing that comes from it for real. Like, we killing our own people, but we get mad and angry when another race kill us or when the police kill us. And I feel like that's a problem we need to kind of resolve.
Yeah. And, like, honestly, we need to hold ourselves accountable, too. Because, like, if you think about it, like you said, like, everybody's so quick to be like, oh, the cops are killing our people, But we've been killing our own people for years and years and years. And it's not a conversation everybody ready to have.
Yeah.
Like, you quit because, like, another cop is another race. You quit be like, oh, yeah, like, make it a big deal. But then again, if your cousin kills somebody, you don't even think about it to make it like people think it's okay when it's really not.
Yeah. And I feel like if we were to actually stop killing each other and actually come together as a race, bruh, we will be like the most powerful race it is. But I feel like, we ain't at that point yet. I feel like it's some things that need to get handled before we can even get to that point.
And, like, honestly, if you think about it, people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and stuff like that, if you think about all the stuff they fought for, they saw what we doing as people now, they would be so disappointed. Because, thinking about it, all the stuff, all the rights and stuff we didn't have, all the things that we take for granted now that they didn't have opportunity to do, we are ruining it. And not only that, ourselves, just because let's be honest, it's just straight up ignorance, like, evolving, like, around all these killings and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really sad. But one thing it is, like, the reason I kind of question black on black violence for real is because I once heard Dick Gregory say that, like, everybody killed their own people. No matter if it's, like, in Italy with the Italian mobs, they go kill their own people. Yeah. Whether it may be in Mexico, Mexicans killing their own people, Africans killing their own people for real. He basically said, like, you kill where you from. And there's really, like, a powerful statement for real. I feel like, in a way, like, do you think the media or the news kind of came up with the saying black on black violence to make us seem like the violent ones, that are the bad ones? That's what I was thinking.
Like, honestly, that's another thing too. They make it seem like we are the most violent. Honestly, if you're thinking about it, a lot of the killings, I mean, it's kind of, I want to say it's kind of 50-50, honestly, because we killed each other, but at the same time, that's all they're showing though. And, like, it have been plenty of people nowadays who are like the people who going up shoot up all the schools and stuff like that. They don't take an accountability, or they don't even take into account, like, the number of people who are those who were not black and stuff like that. But as soon as something like a gang killing or something like that happened, it's like that's all you see on the news. Like, but meanwhile, with, like, maybe a school shooting, you hear about it for like a week or so, then it's done for.
Yeah, that's very true. And I feel like something got to change. Something got to shake for real.
For real. And, like, I ain't talking about cheese.
Yeah. I feel like something got to shake for real, because I feel like when a young black male kills another black male, I feel like he's basically killing, like, a reflection of himself for real. Because you know, that black male is in the hood. He trying to make some change. You know, he getting caught up in the wrong things. He's shooting another black male that's going through the same things he going through. You did what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So some got to change. Like it's basically like we killing ourselves out here.
And honestly, if you think about it, I forgot where I saw that, but the ratio between like blacks killing whites versus blacks killing blacks is just like tremendously like outrageous. Like it just don't make sense to me. Like why are we our own enemy?
Yeah.
Like I don't get that. It's just like you would think as you would want to see other people shine. You would want to like see us as a race, as a group of people try to thrive, become better. Like people who like Martin Luther King and stuff
Yeah.
fought for. Like all the other people too. All the things they fought for. You would hope we want to get better, but instead, a lot of people nowadays, like I will say, I'm not the type of person to go after people parenting because
Yeah.
like that's one thing you don't do. You
Yeah.
don't tell nobody how they parent their kids, but that's really what it boils down to. Like people like condone, like they act like it's okay. Like literally, one thing I've always, even though like I joked about it, but one thing I've always hated was the "oh free my homeboy"
Yeah.
type shirts because like that is condoning
Yeah.
criminal activity. Like, oh, you know for a fact they committed this crime, but you say, oh, they shouldn't belong there. Oh, freedom, freedom. Like, that's not right though. Like, you shouldn't agree with that type of activity.
Yeah.
And like the fact that like certain parents and stuff like that don't really care. They just let their kids go off and do whatever.
Yeah.
That creates a cycle because then when they have kids, they can be like, oh well, this was okay to my parents, so this can, you know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
gonna be a long line of that.
And then I feel like another thing is like with black males killing each other, like I feel like it stems somewhat from the parenting because you may not have a daddy in the household to tell you, oh no, don't do that.
Mhm.
Or your mama, she may be trying, but she really can't do nothing for real. You
Yeah.
need a man to teach you what not to do. I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes it could be just like built up anger from like, oh, I don't got my daddy here, whatnot, you know.
And also, I know you know this fact, but like how they determine the size of jails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is something that from a young age, my mom told me. She was like, you do realize, like, by you acting this, because I was a bad kid. I wasn't too bad, but like I said, I had mouth and like I did have a temper, and like it would be sometimes I would just like lash out at random people or kids just because, like, I don't know, I just had that anger in me,
Yeah.
and like, but without having that talk from my mom about like what I could potentially go to, like as far as jails, as far as just getting in trouble and staying on that route,
Yeah.
like it kind of steered me away from going to the wrong path or just like maybe selling drugs or just joining the gang or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna lie, that put fear in my heart.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes we need parents to, you know, sit down and talk to their kids, like, because I feel like, you know, a parent, they can only do so much. So,
Yeah.
you know, you at least talk to your child about, you know, what they doing and maybe you can kind of help resolve it. Because, you know, you got a lot of parents in the world that just kind of like hand their kids off. Like the show Beyond Scared Straight.
Oh,
and
yeah.
whatnot. Like, they kind of hand their kids off because it's really nothing they can do for real.
Like, yeah. Because at that point, that kid too far gone. 'Cause, like, bro, like this kid.
They too far
They
gone,
too far
dog.
gone at that point, man.
Yeah.
But like honestly, all this like I will say black on black crime is very detrimental to us as people. And like it's bad because society already think low. They already think low of us.
Yeah.
So by us killing each other, they just like, okay, that's one less person we gotta deal
Right.
with. And like I hate they feel like that, but it just also shows how we view ourselves. We don't respect ourselves as black people.
Yeah.
We don't love ourselves as black people.
Not
And
at all. And maybe that's what it is. Like, maybe we got to start looking in the mirror and actually, you know, get to know ourselves and love ourselves for real.
And realize that like I'm pretty sure we said this on a previous episode, but it's more to life than rapping, playing ball, and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that stuff is wrong.
Yeah,
but,
not to knock it in
yeah,
there.
not. But still, though, it's just like I mean, I also get to like playing devil's advocate. I also get how sometimes coming up in a tough environment plays a lot into that, and maybe that's all you've seen, that's all you know.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you literally have to, so to speak, kill to survive type thing. Like that's not. I mean, that's the ugliness of it. Like it's nothing good about that. But sometimes that's all what people know too.
Yeah. And like with the ball and rapping type thing, like I ain't gonna even knock it for real because that gives like people in the hood like an opportunity to make something out of themselves for
Yeah,
real. Like that gets them to the point they've been dreaming of all their lives. So I ain't gonna even knock it. Like that open doors for them. So
and a call back to the male vulnerability state.
yeah.
But like honestly, I feel like as a black man, that's a way to vent without actually having to. Like I'm about to go in this booth, I'm about to rip this track, and
Yeah.
that's them getting their pain out.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think there are a lot of rappers, especially young up and coming rappers, who brag about killing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You see a lot of that lately too.
Yeah.
And but that's the part of it's just like they know they have fans and they bragging and rapping about that. Then whatever little kids and maybe in their hood hearing that again, thinking that's okay.
Yeah.
That's how society is, or that's
Mm-hmm.
the cool thing, which is
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. Now, but in a way, it's like they rapping what they done been through.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like it's not good because, like you said, like they're basically showing another person like it's all right to do these things.
As long as you got money and cars and females,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel that.
But let me ask you this: do you think society won't like the fact that we killing ourselves off?
Like other races,
Yeah.
of course, of course.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Of course, they like it because we're already like a hated race in this world.
We
So
already view it as a threat.
So it's like they don't even got to do the job of killing us off. We doing it to ourselves, for real. So we just giving them a favor for real.
Yeah.
If you think about it, so
That's that's kind of sad.
yeah, it is.
And I don't know. It's like I said, it's just a conversation that some people just not willing to actually have or sit down and
Yeah,
think through.
yeah, that is true. I feel like people that came before us, like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Well, Malcolm X, he was kind of like but Martin Luther King, people like him, I feel like they probably like rolling around in their graves for it because
Like, oh my lord.
oh my lord, like what's going
This
on?
the people I died for? Like I'll be mad
For
too.
real, yeah.
But what role how much of a role do you think gangs play into it though?
Games playing the what? Like
Killing, like us killing each other. Like you
I feel like in today's generation, games play a lot, but like in the past, games like the viewing we had on games, I feel like was like a little bit different because originally games was to protect the community and protect the environment. That's like the beginning stages of games, but I feel like it was kind of changed around into violence.
some ignorance got
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
But honestly, yeah, especially like as far as even if just rolling in the wrong territory, like
Yeah.
what if your grandma lived there and you got to worry about dodging bullets now? Like,
Wearing a different color shirt, boy.
Right? Like my favorite color blue. That don't mean I'm a crip. Like dang.
You
But
could get popped over there.
but me personally, like when I went to Chicago, like I know how everybody, especially like through the media and everything, everybody talk about how bad Chicago is and everything like that. And I ain't gonna lie, I was scared just because how the media portrayed it, and like it was real pretty and everything, but also I sadly enough I actually did get to see, not really see, but kind of experience that side of it because we were I forgot where we were leaving from, but we was leaving a certain area,
Yeah.
and literally by the time it wasn't even an hour, by the time we left like this one little stop sign and got to the hotel, right where we were at that stop sign, somebody got killed. Like literally, like had we been there like an hour later, that could have been us. And like, of course, it was unfortunately probably gang related.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was just like, it was scary, just like literally just being a random person there, and like certain people like, oh, you can't go here at this certain time, you can't be in this area, or like,
And that's crazy. Like you can't even go on vacation and like tour
You
different
can't-
things,
yes.
experience things. Like if you go to the wrong part in California, you could get popped, bro.
bro, like if they
Any
know
hood.
you're not from there, like,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, I honestly think it's been getting out of hand recently. Especially like even a few years ago, when we lost
Yeah.
like stuff got bad then because it was like we found out it could have potentially been gang related.
That was sad.
It was sad.
Yeah. I feel like we just need to come together and change as a whole. You feel me?
Like, okay, let me ask you this: what is one way you think we could make a small change towards that? Like, what is something you feel like could actually help that?
It's like in a way I can't even say for real,
right?
Because I don't even know where to start.
Like, right? Because even if you have like one good event, that don't mean it's gonna reach that many people. Now, it has the potential to, but let's say we have like a community day and like everybody come out. Like, yeah, the meaning, the way behind it is good, but at the same time, that's not going to stop people from loading their guns.
Yeah, because it's like you can't have like a festival or whatever where they say let's take the guns back or whatever. They've been doing that.
Increase the peace.
Yeah, you can't say, oh, let's march for peace or whatever. They've been doing that. So it's like, where do we start?
And honestly, this gonna sound kind of. I mean, I ain't pro-violence. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, people just it really boils down. People just scared to throw hands like back in the day.
That's
back in the day, you could just have a man like 1v1 straight man to man squabble.
That's the realest thing of it.
And that's you gonna like win or lose. Y'all gonna have respect for each other. Y'all get to live. Like you win some, you lose some,
but you live.
You live to fight another day. Literally though,
like. After the fight, y'all could dap each other up.
That's honestly one of like the most quotable parts of that movie, but it has so much meaning behind it because literally, like, instead of just picking up a gun, easily taking somebody's life, settle it like man and go on about your day.
Right.
Now, like I said, I'm not pro-violence, but honestly, I don't really, me personally, I just don't have like, I do have a temper, but I just don't have it in me to just like feel like I want to fight somebody. Just because, like, at the end of the day, I'm like, whatever problem we have, it ain't big enough
to take somebody's life
from it. Or, like, they're like, all right, bro, you got a problem with me. All right, let's sit down and talk about it. Because, like, at the end of the day, it could be something stupid or just, like, a misunderstanding or something like that. Like, just either talk about it, and if you ain't going to talk about it, fight about it. Don't kill.
And the reason I feel like kids resort to guns, I feel like it's easier to take somebody's life, but to them it's probably not easy to, do the time. Like, like they say, you do the crime, you gotta do the time.
For real. But like also people like I don't like I said, I would never have it in me to take somebody else's life. Mm-hmm. But some people don't understand like the mental torture that goes with that. Like, how can you literally just take somebody else's life and be okay with it and sleep?
Because you could be taking somebody's son. You could be taking somebody's, anything.
Like, like, not even just black on black violence. Gun violence in general has just skyrocketed. And it's terrifying. Like, I don't know. For instance, the other day at work, when Buddy had stepped on that the little... that little blow up balloon while we was at work. Literally, it sounded like a gunshot. All we could do was just like... Literally, but it's sad because just even something like that, you don't even feel safe at work. Like, yes, we can laugh at it now, but we legit flinch. Yeah. Like, I'm over here trying to hide and jump.
Like, I feel like when another black male kills another black male, like, you're putting so much strain on that person's family. Like, come on, dog.
Like if that person got a kid or whatever, parents, grandparents, cousins, like,
right.
And this another thing too, because it's gonna be them people that like, oh, you took my cousin, I'm gonna take somebody from you. Yeah. And it's never gonna end.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna keep getting your get back. That's sad. Like, it's sad, bro.
It is. Like, it's like something that's gonna just continue.
Yeah, I honestly don't see no end in sight, but I hope one day people just come to their senses and realize it ain't worth it. It's like, really not.
Yeah, like you asked me, like, what could be a step in kind of, doing something about it? What you think?
Hey, man, I was going like, hey, bro, just have everybody come and hoop, but hooping cause issues too. Yeah.
But like somebody.
You filed somebody. That's it. But on a serious note though, okay, I had to get it. You know me, I got to get a joke out. But on a serious note, I mean, it's really no one thing you can do that can just change it overnight. It's just gonna have to be a lot of people, and like a lot of people who's open and willing to stop it. But at the same time, as long as you have those people who just had that one straight mindset and that's all they know, that's all they care about, and that's all they want to do, is nothing else we can really do about it. But I do think it's a conversation that needs to be brought up more, and like it needs to be brought to other people's attention, just because it's sad seeing. I mean, yes, it's sad seeing anybody get killed, but seeing one of your own get killed by somebody that looks like you is even as bad as. It's just as bad as getting killed by a cop. It's just as bad as getting killed by any other race. So it's just as bad as getting, like, I don't know. Either way, there's no right way.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that can come from killing somebody with, like, in general.
Yeah. I'ma just say, like, to either come close to fixing it, it's gonna take a community of strong people, dog. Like, it's gonna take a community. For real.
Bring back whoopings.
Yeah.
I mean, but like honestly, like I said, it kind of put pressure on the parents because you have, not saying you have to be overly strict, but sometimes you have to have those ground rules, those barriers and stuff like that. You have to kind of steer them in the right way.
Yeah.
Instead of just letting them go free and do whatever they want, like kind of be vigilant of who they hang around and stuff like that. Yeah. End of the day, sometimes you gotta, like, kids have to learn the hard way, like by their mistakes, but at the same time, just kind of keep a filter on what they allow themselves to be around.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where a lot of parents may mess up at. They just let their child run wild, like they just let them go blindly.
Yeah,
and that's where they start to stumble on different things and get into things.
And the fact that society makes certain things seem cool.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I feel like this was a good little topic.
Good little conversation. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's something that need to be said, to be talked about, brought some light into the situation. So.
For sure. Well, y'all, all I'm going to say is, it's going to take a community. Try to stay out the streets, stop killing people because you taking somebody's family member for real.
Show love, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just show love.
Make sure y'all, yeah. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, tell your friend, tell
your cousin, your mama, your grandma, your great, your third cousin, your fourth cousin.
Tell your great grandmama, your great granddaddy, anybody.
Tell your ancestors. You could have just ended it.
Yeah, talk to the ancestors. Talk to the ancestors for real, dog.
All right, y'all. Peace.